All right, today we're stepping into a pretty exclusive world, high-end interior design. Think about firms like Pembroke and Ives, where a project isn't just about picking out furniture, it's a multi-million-dollar statement of bespoke luxury. This is a world that's built on pure creativity, absolute trust, and a really personal, high-touch process.
And you see these words here? This isn't just some marketing tagline. These are like the three pillars of the entire industry. You've got elegance in the final look and feel, curation of every single object, every material, and then integrity in that crucial relationship with the client. It all comes together to create this process that's just intensely personal and totally client-driven.
But here's the thing. In a world that is so focused on precision and care, there's this hidden weak spot. A huge amount of value, we're talking time, money, creative energy, can just evaporate right at the very beginning. In that fuzzy initial stage of a project. And that's the core problem we're going to dig into today. So, let's break down what we mean by this hidden friction. Because even at the very, very top of the design world, that starting line, it's often where things get messy, inefficient, and honestly, pretty risky for the business.
This slide really nails the chaos of that first phase. It's like a perfect storm. On one side, you have your most senior, most expensive designers pouring tons of time into basically guessing what a client really wants. But on the other side, the clock is ticking, and that client expects to see momentum, like yesterday. It becomes this crazy balancing act of racing to produce concepts that might be totally wrong, all while trying to protect the firm's unique creative vision.
And this really gets us to the heart of the challenge. The goal isn't to tear down the creative process that made these firms so successful in the first place. It's about figuring out how to get more speed and clarity right at the beginning so you can build a better foundation for all that creativity to shine. So how do you actually do that?
Well, this brings us to a new way of thinking about it. The solution here isn't just throwing more people at the problem. It's about using a new kind of tool, an AI design assistant. So what is Next Interiors? It's a really specialized tool. The best way to think of it is as a voice-driven AI that can sit down with a client or a designer and just, in a few minutes, capture all those initial thoughts, ideas, what they like, what they don't. Then it takes all that messy, conversational stuff and structures it into a clear, usable, design-ready brief.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. AI in a creative field? Is this thing here to replace designers? And that's the most important thing to get straight. Because the entire idea here is to enhance creativity, not replace it.
And this slide just lays it out perfectly. This is not a robot designer that just spits out a finished room. It's not a final design tool at all. It is an intent capture tool, a brief structuring assistant. Its whole job is to support human creativity by giving them a much, much clearer starting point.
And that leads us to this really crucial idea. The value here isn't the output, like a finished drawing or something. The value is the signal, that clear, structured insight into what the client is actually dreaming of. That signal is what lets human designers do their absolute best work, way faster and with a lot more confidence.
Okay, so we get the concept. But why does this actually matter for a high-end firm? What's the real-world impact of getting this first step right?
Well, it boils down to 4 key advantages. First, it preserves creative authorship. That means the designers are always in the driver's seat. They're not just guessing anymore. Second, it improves internal efficiency, so your top talent isn't wasting time on ideas that were never going to work. Third, it completely elevates the client experience. They feel heard and understood from moment one. And finally, it just reduces all that early-stage friction, creating this powerful alignment before a single sketch is even made.
Of course, bringing in any new technology can feel like a huge deal, especially in a world built on processes that have worked for years. And that's why the approach here is designed to be totally low risk and not disruptive at all.
The way in is a simple, controlled pilot program. As you can see, it's just for 30 days, with only 1 or 2 small teams. And the crucial part, it's for internal use only, so there's zero client exposure. The firm can try it out on new projects or exploratory ideas and see how it fits into their workflow without messing with anything.
And success isn't just a vibe or a gut feeling. It's measured against clear metrics, just like you see in this table. How much time did we actually save? Was the quality of the creative briefs noticeably better? And maybe most importantly, did the designers actually like using it? Based on that data, the firm can make a simple, clear call. Proceed, adjust, or stop. No guesswork needed. So, when you kind of zoom out, this whole concept isn't really about technology just for the sake of technology. It's about a fundamental shift in philosophy. And this right here, This is the single most important takeaway. The ultimate goal isn't about doing design faster, it's about starting design better. By capturing a client's real intent with way more clarity and structure from the very first conversation, you're just creating a foundation for projects that are more creative, more efficient, and in the end, way more successful. And the question that leaves us with is, what other creative fields could be transformed, not by replacing the artists, but just by helping them start better?